Verdant.
Verdant.
Verdant. Cỏ xanh tươi.
Contrast between the flat, verdant valley floor and the snow-capped Teton Range makes for one of the most dramatic and memorable geological statements in the Rockies.
An exotic sensory experience of traveling through a lush and verdant rainforest.
The window has been stretched to epic proportions. It brings a verdant view into the kitchen, provides ample natural light to the work surfaces as well as the entire room.
And Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world.
A rocky version. It's just a rocky, verdant, elevated place where some Togolese people live.
Bread basket.
Bread basket.
Vựa lúa, vựa bánh mì.
Of America's bread basket.
Years living in Kansas. The bread basket of America.
It is the world's bread basket, but it's also the meat counter.
Already known then as America's bread basket.
So we really are the bread basket for everyone else. So I lived.
Granary. Granary.
Granary. Vựa lúa.
South Meeting House, Faneuil Hall, the Granary Burying Ground, and many more.
Skyscrapers popping up from the greenery, shadowed by the mighty San Gabriels.
Gleaming gold dome, and the Granary Burying Ground. The Furter, an account keeper at a granary, and with other odd jobs.
There, in the granary, she sees much more grain than he reported to her. It's called a granary.
Mediterranean.
The Mediterranean Sea.
Mediterranean. Địa Trung Hải. The Mediterranean Sea. Biển Địa Trung Hải.
It starts as a tiny hatchling in the Gulf of Mexico, or the Mediterranean Sea.
Salt water from the Mediterranean Sea. It contains two distinct layers. The denser salt water flows beneath the fresh water.
So Rome ruled all of these territories around the Mediterranean Sea.
Jews into the Mediterranean Sea.
Meets the Mediterranean Sea.
And Caribbean.
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 Caribbean. Caribe.
In the Caribbean. Whatever.
In the Caribbean don't have a problem.
Asian, Latin American, Caribbean, and European immigrants who...
Puerto Rico is a Caribbean island with a landscape of mountains, waterfalls, and the El Yunque tropical rainforest. The Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea await with true postcard beaches.
While.
This romantic parkland is a perfect place to while away the day.
A way to while away the hours at 3, 4 in the morning.
Can simply while away the perfect days in a hammock.
He's the Prime Minister.
No, explain this to me.
While away. Well, just about every
Nation's shores for over 400 years. While away an afternoon in Nagasaki Seaside Park and watch as ships cruise in and out of the channel.
Recuperate.
Recuperate.
Recuperate. Hồi phục.
And reset, recoup a little bit, and reset and reflect and plan.
Crashes and he goes to London to recuperate for a month.
Rate some of their loss. It worked at the same number. They can recuperate some of their loss.
They go home and just kind of like relax that day and recuperate, which, depending on your body, is appropriate.
From the Russians had been halted last week. They took some time to recuperate and were back in action this week.
But did you know that at your age...
Such impressive work at your age, so... I don't know, do you, at your age, I mean, do you...
You're smart enough to know that at your age, you do not need to make this decision right at this very moment.
For you, at your age, at your fitness level...
Of you feeling so good at your age.
He says that you couldn't even comprehend at your age.
Having a child now at your age is not a great strategy.
And what they learn when they have sex at your age is that sex doesn't mean anything.
By fools. What I feared most for myself at your age was
Daniel, who resolved at your age not to defile him.
Hassle.
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 Rắc rối. He came to hassle her. Anh ấy đến để làm phiền cô ấy.
About how much hassle and time this will save you if you end up living
15 to 30 minutes, making your sightseeing experience hassle-free and flexible. This bus tour also includes way with a hop-on Explore Marseille in a hassle-free way.
It was some cool idea. They put it on Kickstarter and they hassle every single person they know to get whatever promo they can. It's urgent, it's urgent, it's urgent.
No stress, just unstress. No hassle, just unhassle. With you can undo what you did. You can undrive through the
states. Most states we didn't actually see for all that hassle.
Free. It was just too much of a hassle to
Kickstand.
Kickstand.
Kickstand. Chân đế.
You'll want to release a kickstand. To start it up, you'll want to start pushing the scooter 2 or 3 times with your foot, then press
with its own little kickstand and
then be, stood up with the kickstand on the back.
Soothsayer.
Soothsayer. Nhà tiên tri. Old use, old-fashioned.
When you studied religion, people think that prophet means a soothsayer, a person who, it's in the prophecy, it's the future. And
so I'll pretend I'm a soothsayer.
I mean, I'm arguing against the soothsayer who promises eternal life and salvation.
Shrivel. Shrivel.
Shrivel. Làm nhăn lại. Co lại. Teo lại.
Versus shrivel up and die.
You don't now feel like you have to shrivel up in a corner and avoid looking at this person.
Their executive centers of our brain shrivel under stress. Our habit formation brain gets...
They insert the root hair in, they shrivel up, and they mechanically interlock.
And just shrivel up if you don't have other kinds of support.
Stop communicating with each other, retract their processes, shrivel up, and die.
And I want to shrivel up and die just thinking about it, but I did it.
The leaves shrivel up a little bit, grilling and roasting, but it's still really tasty. So
it does not shrivel down and lose its worth when compared to a rose.
Grumble. Grumble.
Càu nhau.
Stretch further, and we always grumble about short vacations.
Let's grumble about how high our taxes are.
To put all at once, usually you can feel it. There's a grumble or it just doesn't drive right.
I'm going to grumble about it.
Ours would grumble.
Made the states with a lot of it start to grumble, 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 grumble. Fine.
Do not grumble against one another.
You can complain, or you can grumble, or you can get mad.
You should be doing. Please let me not complain and grumble.
Grumble among yourself.
The more you grumble, the more you complain.
Don't grumble among yourself.
Grumble or complain.
Wag.
Wag. The dog was wagging his tail. Con chó đang vẫy đuôi. He wagged his finger and say no, no, no. Anh ấy vẫy ngón tay và nói không, không, không.
We're going to wag a finger and, bully people and that.
Wag the finger.
We can't wag our fingers at them and say, you shouldn't be smoking in the first place.
Philosophical wag, when I said to him, Professor...
Say ouch when you pinch them, or wag their tails when you pet them.
Like that, and wag their tails.
Don't rush up and lick my hands and wag their tails.
Someplace along the line, some wag wrote,